In the late summer of 1939, Europe stood quietly on the edge of catastrophe. Most people did not know it yet. There were no global alerts, no emergency broadcasts, no warnings to the public. But a small group of scientists understood something the governments did not. They understood that recent discoveries in physics had made a new kind of weapon possible, one unlike anything humanity had ever seen. At the center of this realization was a Hungarian physicist named Szilárd. Years earlier, Szilárd had helped discover nuclear fission, the process by which splitting an atom releases enormous amounts of energy. At first, it was a scientific curiosity. Then it became something else. By 1939, Szilárd feared that Nazi Germany might already be working to turn this discovery into a bomb. He knew that if such a weapon were built first by the German state, the consequences would be irreversible. But Szilárd was not a politician. He was not a military leader, and he was not widely known. So he did something quiet. He wrote a letter, or rather, he drafted one. To make sure it would be taken seriously, Szilárd asked a man whose name carried weight far beyond science, Albert Einstein. Einstein had no role in developing atomic weapons. In fact, he was deeply uncomfortable with the idea, but he understood the physics, and he understood the risk. Einstein agreed to sign the letter. On August 2nd, 1939, the letter was sent to President Franklin D. Roosevelt of the United States. It was not long. It was not dramatic. It did not predict destruction or demand action. It calmly explained that a new type of extremely powerful bomb might be constructed, and that Germany might already be attempting to do so. It suggested that the United States should at least begin research of its own. That was all. There was no public announcement. The letter was delivered quietly through intermediaries. For weeks, nothing happened. Then slowly, the US government began to take notice. Committees were formed. Small amounts of funding were approved. Research began, cautiously, experimentally, without urgency. Only later, after war had fully erupted across Europe, did that early research grow into something much larger. What eventually became known as the Manhattan Project did not begin with explosions, factories, or secrecy. It began with a letter, a single document, written in careful language, based on evidence rather than fear. Einstein himself would later regret signing it. He believed that warning the government had been necessary, but he also understood what that warning helped set into motion. The letter was never intended as a call to use such a weapon. It was a warning about possibility, about timing, about what could happen if knowledge arrived before wisdom. Most people never hear about this letter. They learn about the bomb, the war, and the devastation, but not about the quiet moment when history could still be shaped by restraint. There were no headlines, no applause, no recognition, just a piece of paper passed from one desk to another, altering the future of the world. History often changes this way, not through spectacle, not through speeches, but through decisions made calmly, privately, and without certainty. This was one of them, a truth written quietly and taken seriously just in time.